All right, so it is noon. I'm going to get started. Hello and welcome. My name is Regina. Welcome to my space. If we haven't met, it's so nice to meet you. If we have met through whatever avenue, whether I taught you or whether I took your class or your training or whether we're just Facebook friends, I'm thankful to you. And again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there in whatever capacity it is that you are a mom. So welcome to this intermediate experience. So last week we did a beginner series, 4 classes. We're going to do the same thing this week, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now you hear intermediate, you don't hear beginner, but you are a beginner to yoga. That's okay. If you've taken a few yoga classes, if you're familiar with the poses, you can come on in. If you're not familiar with the poses and you just want to take a leap, you're always welcome to do that. The reason that I broke it off into beginner, intermediate, and advanced is just it's not so much how long you've been taking the yoga or taking yoga. It's about just the different aspects and the different layers that you go into as you practice that go into a whole yoga class. Last week I didn't do any balancing poses. I didn't do any planks, which I know everybody was thankful for. I know I was because I was teaching them. But we're gonna this week we're gonna add balancing poses. I'm going to add planks, and I'm also going to add a little bit more about yoga. Just go beneath the layers. I'm gonna talk about some of the philosophy a little bit. Just weave that in. Again, I'm not gonna sit here and lecture. Although I love teaching, I teach at Wayne State, so I love teaching and I like to lecture. But I'm not gonna sit here and lecture for the whole time. I'll try to weave it in, and just we're gonna learn some different aspects like different breathing techniques, different hand placements, and different, like I said, layers of yoga, different philosophies. All right, so are you ready? Let's do it. All right, so just come into a comfortable seat, sit up nice and tall, pull your belly muscles into the spine just to create that stability in your spine. Shoulders are backing down, and just find your natural breath. Whatever that is, no judgment. That's what we do when we come to yoga or we come to the mat. We come with no judgment for ourselves or anybody else that's on the mat. And the point of yoga is to just keep digging and keep finding our authentic self, whatever that is, no matter what we look like to the rest of the world, and we don't care what we look like to the rest of the world. All right. So today we're going to talk about contentment. So that is one of the niyamas in yoga, and that's a yoga philosophy. Again, I'm not going to go into that, but there are 8 limbs of yoga, and they include yamas and niyamas, which are just kind of, yeah, I'll call them commandments or objectives, like nonviolence, just stuff that we know is not going to be good for our person. And then the niyamas are kind of things to just what's the word I'm looking for? Just to stand by, like purity, contentment, self-study, that kind of stuff. All right, and those are first because these physical poses are not the main component of yoga, right? And then the third limb of yoga is pranayama, which is our breath work, and prana is the life force that goes in and out through our body, kind of like our blood. It gives us energy, it gives us life. And then the fourth is asana. Isn't that crazy that the fourth part of yoga, the fourth component of yoga is the asana? Because how are we gonna, if we don't know not to be vital with ourselves, how are we gonna practice on the mat and then we might hurt ourselves, right? Again, that's a longer story, but I just wanted to tell you what that was, give you a little background on that. And the niyama that we're going to talk about or that we're going to practice with today is santosha, which is contentment. And what do you think about when you can think about contentment? Contentment is a place where a lot of us are not. We want to be somewhere else. We want to do this. We want to do that. And that will make us happy. If I just do this, if I just get this one thing, that's going to make me happy. Well, it's not. It's not. When we think about this far off place where we find happiness, then we're going to continue to suffer on the inside. So right here, right now on this mat, or whenever you're watching this, I just want you to be okay with who you are. Be okay with you want to lose weight, you want to get fitter, you want to change your diet. Just be okay with the fact that you may have ate some chips yesterday, or you may have eaten some pizza or something like that. Be okay with the fact that you maybe didn't work out yesterday, but you sat on the couch. Be okay with that, because we have to be happy with who we are right now, because we don't know what's going to happen. All right. And being happy with who we are right now, it's important, because then we'll never find happiness. We're going to always suffer. All right. So be content right here, right now on this mat. All right, so we're going to take a mudra, which is just a hand placement. It's kind of like hand yoga, and each mudra means something different. All of our fingers mean something different. Again, we'll talk about that at another time. But our first mudra is the Gyan mudra, and it's really simple. We're going to take our index finger and our thumb, and we're going to touch it together. And the last three fingers, or the other three fingers, the last three, like we've got 8 of them. The other 3 fingers are just gonna rest. So we're gonna turn our palms face up, bring our index finger and our thumb together, and set it right down on our thighs. And the Gyan mudra is an energetic mudra. It's a very grounding mudra. It just allows us to just relax and sit here. And I kind of chose it because it's a simple one, and it goes with what we're doing. We're grounding, we're being content, we're okay. All right, and then when we talk about grounding also, we're talking about our root chakra. Our chakras, if you don't know, are energetic centers that go up and down our spine, and they affect different physical parts of our body, our organs, and then they affect our energetic body. And once they get past the energetic body, if we don't balance them, if we don't clear them out, then they start to turn physical. And that's when our physical symptoms start to show themselves. And we don't want that. We don't want that. So our root chakra is right at the base of our spine. So just imagine that you are a tree or a root, and your root is right at your tailbone, and it's going into the ground. All right. And whatever we water it with helps us to grow. And then we also are pushing out stuff into the ground that we don't want. All right. So again, sit up nice and tall. You're still natural breathing. You're still listening to me lecture. Yes, I know. But I want you to take some natural breaths and just feel whatever energy is going on in your body. Again, not judging it. You don't feel any energy. You don't feel anything surging through your fingers. That's totally okay. I'm not asking you for that. But I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose, and then open up side out through the mouth. Let it all go. Let it all go. Deep breath in through the nose. Open up side out. Let it all go. Get a deep breath in through the nose. Open up side out. Now you hear that ha sound in the back of your throat. I want you to close your lips. I pointed to my nose and said close your nose. Close your lips. Breathe in and out through your nose. That's what I meant to say. And let that exhale come out with the lips closed, but you'll still hear that ha sound. Good. So keep doing that. And I'll tell you what that is if you don't know. That is our Ujjayi breath, Ujjayi pranayama, our Ujjayi breath work. Ujjayi is energetic, it is oceanic, it is meant to help us to get some energy and then help us come back to this moment and be content with it and not fly all over the place, all right? So I want you to take 5 to 10 in Ujjayi. Let's try that again. 5 to 10 Ujjayi breaths. In this Gyan mudra, your eyes can be closed or they can be soft, depending on what you feel most comfortable with. And each time that you inhale and exhale, I just want you to make the breath be a little bit longer. So maybe it's 4 counts now. Try to make it 5, try to extend it, and then try to make the exhale match with the inhale. So if the inhale is 5 breaths, then the exhale will be 5 breaths. Good. So again, we're just slowing down and we're being content with whatever is happening right now in our lives. You know why? Because we can't change it. We can't change it. But we can change how we approach it, how we react to it. And that is what yoga is about. It is calming that sympathetic, that flight or fight. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Rather than calm down and, you know what, how am I going to approach the situation? Right? We don't know what's going to happen in our lives, but how are we going to approach it? Are we going to react and suffer? Or are we going to approach it in a different way? Good, finish maybe 5 more breaths. In this Gyan Mudra, with this Ujjayi breath, thinking about being content, Santosha. All right, so you just learned a couple of new things in yoga. While you do that, don't move. I'm just gonna move my stuff out the way. And when you are done with your breaths, take your time, meet me on your hands and knees in table pose. All right, and move that out the way. Let's start the music now. Good. So I am trying out music now, so I guess after I'll see how this goes. Just because my connection is a little bit better. All right, so when you're done with those breaths, meet me on a table pose, hands and knees. If you were with me last week, then you'll know some of the stuff that we've been doing. If you weren't with me last week and you're new to yoga, I'm still going to explain it, but again, it might seem a little overwhelming, and I want you to come back to that Ujjayi breath if it becomes too overwhelming, and then I want you to go into child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart, hips back to the heels, bring the forehead down. All right, that's going to be your resting pose if you're just like, this is a little bit too much. All right, so that was the end of the first segment. So if you gotta go, I hope that was helpful. If you can move on with me, come to table pose. Let's take a few cat-cows just to warm up the spine. Inhale to open the chest. Exhale to press and round. Good. And contentment. So whatever you feel during this cat-cow, just be okay with it, all right? Because that's where we are right now. We can't do anything to change it, but we can. When you do yoga, we can move our body, we can breathe. We can do stuff to change ourselves, but we can't do anything to change anybody else, right? All right, come back to table pose. Belly is into the spine. Pull the shoulders back and down. Step that left foot, excuse me, this is my right foot. Step the right foot back behind you, and then lift it up, hip level. Good. Pull the belly up and in to the spine, shoulders back and down. We're gonna move through a spinal balance. Reach that left arm out in front as if you were gonna shake someone's hand. Turn your hips down. Good. And the movements we're going to do today are going to prep us for the poses that we're going to eventually do, which is Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. You don't have to memorize that. That is hand to big toe. And we're going to do all the variations of that. Bring your left hand down. Bring your right foot down, but keep it long. Now I want you to slide this right foot out to the right. All right. I'm going to turn to the front so you can see what I did. So I slid my right foot out to the right, the top of the foot, the outside of the, not the top of the foot, the outer edge of the foot is down. Good. And then I'm just going to slowly lift up and take a gate pose. Right hand is going to come down the right leg. Left arm is going to reach up and over the ear. Good. So just prepping some of the hip opening poses that we're going to be doing. Good. Come down. I can turn back to the front for you. So come down. This is where we were. And then slide that foot back behind you and then bring the knee back underneath the hip. All right. Now we're going to do some fire hydrants. I know you've seen these in some kind of fitness class. Open the hip out to the side and then close it. Good. Slide it back behind you. Belly is up and in. Bring that knee in and then open it out to the side. Good. Slide it back. Nice job. Open it. And then slide it back one more time. And then open it. All right. Good. Come back to table pose. Woo! Do some cat cows. Work your booty if you need to. I'm going to turn to the other side. You stay there just so you can see me do it on this side. All right. Spinal balance. Left leg is going to extend out behind. Lift it up hip level. Right arm is going to reach. Good. Pull your belly into the spine. Take a few breaths. Remember Ujjayi. We've learned a lot of things. Remember contentment. If you fall, don't get all pissed off and frustrated with yourself, all right? Good. Bring the right hand down. Bring the left toe down. And then slide that leg out to the left. All right? Lift up with the chest. Left hand's going to come down the left leg. Reach the right arm up and over. Gate pose. Good. Nice. Come on back to the center and come down. Take that left foot and slide it back behind you. Bring the knee underneath the hip. And then we got 4 of these fire hydrants. Good. Extend the leg back. Bring it in, lift it up and open. Work the hip and then open that hip flexor out. Or open the hip out. Last one. Good. Bring the knee back underneath the hip. I'm going to turn back around. All right. We're good. Roll it out if you need. From here, curl your toes, lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. All right. First downward facing dog of the day for me. If it is for you, pedal out the feet. Bend into the knees. I feel my calves are tight. You can bend into the hips or work into the hips. Good. Come back into downward facing dog. From here, start to walk your hands back towards the back of the mat. Step the feet a little bit wider. Keep your left hand down, and then I want you to twist open to the left. Here's in my face. Good. Bring the right hand down, bring it down, and open and twist to the left. Good. Bring that hand down, half lift, inhale. Exhale, we're gonna walk the hands out. Remember, we didn't do any planks last week. Let's do a plank. Breathe. First plank of the week. All right, from here, lift the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Come onto the toes, bend the knees slightly, and step your feet up. Forward fold. Now, if you've done this before, if you've been practicing, I'm sure you probably hopped up, and we'll do that next week. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach the fingertips. Now, I'm going to turn to the front so you can see we're going to do some eagle arms. I want you to take your right elbow, put it on inside the left elbow, okay? And then see if you can twist and put your palms together. All right, and you're going to hug your shoulder blades back. And then open your chest into a back bend. Okay? Now, if this is not there for you, if you can't do the elbow cross, I want you to bring your elbows together, just like that, and do the same thing. Pull the shoulders back, and then give me a back bend. All right? But if you have the eagle arms, right elbow on top of left, give me that back bend. Come back up. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, switch sides. Left elbow inside of right, all right? Back bend. So this is a part of our flow. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank. I'm gonna lower my knees here. We're gonna do a new pose that we didn't do last week. If you have been in yoga, you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna shift forward a little bit. I'm looking at myself to make sure my alignment is good. We're gonna bend the elbows just a little bit. And then we're gonna push the heart through or pull the heart through and open the chest, lift up. This is upward facing dog. Press into the tops of the feet, lift the heart. Good. Now curl your toes and lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice job. So already heart rate is labored. That's where we take in contentment, ujjayi breath, child's pose if we need. Good, we're gonna start from that again. Start back at the top of the mat. Good. Open arm twist to the right. Good, bring that right hand down. Open up, twist to the left. Very good, bring that hand down, half lift, inhale. Good, exhale, fold, walk back out to plank. So no chaturanga here. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, down dog. Rise to the toes, bend the knees, step up between the hands, fold in. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, eagle arms, right arm inside of left. Take the back bend. Good, inhale, reach back up, unwind. Exhale, switch side, eagle arms, left inside of right. Good, inhale, back to the center, exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, step back. I'm gonna lower my knees. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. It'll take about 5 breaths here. Find your breath if you've lost it. Find that ujjayi. Be content if that's all you can do today and you're like, nope, I gotta do. I'll catch up with you later, Regina. Be content with that. Be okay with that. Don't judge it. Let's start again. Walk the feet back to the hands. Inhale, open, twist to the right. Exhale. Inhale, open, twist to the left. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk it back out to plank. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale, hips up and back. Down dog. Inhale, rise to the toes, bend the knees. Exhale, step it up. Forward fold. Half lift inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Eagle arms, right inside of left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, other side. Back in. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. In half lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, step back. If you want to keep the knees lifted, shift forward, bend the elbows. Lower. I'm going to lower my knees from here, and then I'm going to push up. Good. So it's up to you. Nothing is right or wrong. 3 to 5 breaths. And then start again. Remember, back to the mat. Open twist. Open twist to the left. Fold in. Half lift. Exhale, walk it out to plank. No chaturanga here. Good. Downward facing dog. Rise to the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, step up. Forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Fold in. All the way up, inhale. Exhale, eagle arms. Inhale, back bend, open. Take an exhale. Inhale, come back to the center, reach. Exhale, eagle arms, opposite side. Open the chest. Keep the belly in, support. Good. Inhale. Exhale, fold. So a lot of the stuff that we did last week, we're just incorporating it. And I might not get a chance to say because the flows may be a little bit longer. And there'll be maybe a few more things for you to think about. But the one main thing that I want you to think about is your breath. Very good. I see I'm not really cueing. Exhale. But you can follow me physically. Eagle arms, back bend. Remember, whenever we do a back bend, belly is in to support that low back. Can we do one more? Yes. I think so. Remember, 3 to 5 breaths before you start at the back of the mat again. And the only thing I want you to do is what? Breathe. Exhale. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. This is our last time for this sequence. Inhale, reach. Eagle arms, back bend. Inhale, reach. Eagle arm, back bend. Opposite side. Inhale, reach. Exhale to fold. Half lift, inhale. Step back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. All right. Stay here for a few breaths. Take child's pose if you need. We're going into the third sequence, which is the one that's going to maybe get your heart rate up a little bit. So in the intermediate, the flows, the sequences may be a little bit longer. And you It's gonna require you just to kick in a little bit more focus and maybe to remember, but you don't have to remember. You can do something else if you want, all right? But with everything, through everything, I want you to remember Ujjayi breath. I want you to remember child's pose if you need, and I want you to remember contentment. And as we go into these new poses, these balancing poses, I tell my students all the time at Wayne State, and anytime I teach yoga, stop trying to do the pose and just do the pose. So however this pose comes out, however, whatever sensation, the most important thing is breath and just being able to meditate in that pose, all right? Let's come to downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up towards the sky. Three-legged dog, step through between the hands. Stay on the ball of the back foot. We saw this a lot in the past couple of weeks. We're coming into crescent warrior. All right, so each pose, we're gonna hold for a few breaths, get ourselves set up, get the alignment, and then we're gonna move on. And then when we go back through it, we'll move a little bit more swiftly, all right? So, bent knee, we can step the feet a little bit wider, get that 90 degree. You see how my back thigh is kind of dipping in? Straighten that leg out, right? Tailbone, root down, lifted the chest, belly is in, arms are reaching. Good. Good, next exhale, I want you to hinge at the hips and hover in over that left thigh, right? This is thunderbolts, all right? So we're using a lot of this leg here. Keep this back leg straight. Keep everything active. We're losing a lot of leg. We're hovering. Keep breathing. Next pose from here, we're gonna go right up into warrior three. Ooh. Warrior three. So you see I put my hands to my heart. That's just so I can get a little bit of balance. Lift that back leg up. Think about spinal balance, right? So our hips return down. Imagine lifting from that right inner thigh. Keep the belly supported. Keep the spine supported. You can reach out. All right? If this is too much on the back, go ahead and bring your palms to your heart, or you can bring them behind you. Keep breathing. Now from here, we're gonna hinge up, bring that right knee up to the chest, or right in line with the hip, okay? So knee in line with the hip. Now listen, if this left butt cheek, whoo, is like, no, you can come down, but come back to it. But I want you to just try to breathe through it for this first 3 rounds. All right, knee in line with the hip, knee in line with the ankle. I'm gonna turn to the front so I can show you this next few things. So our peak pose today is hand to big toe, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. We're gonna go through all 4 of this series. I'm gonna show you the modified. I'm gonna have you grab your strap and show you that version, and I'm gonna show you the version without the strap, all right? So we were here, all right. So this is called majorette, or this is kind of the modified version of the end of big toe in a sense, because I'm gonna take my right hand and I'm gonna bring it outside of my right knee. My left hand is gonna come onto my hip, okay? Try to balance. Nice and tall, good. This is letter A, all right? And I'll show you a more intense version in a little bit. Letter B, we're gonna take this knee out to the right, all right? However far it goes without turning your whole body, all right? And then, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna turn the head to the left. Ooh, our gaze. Uh-oh. Try to keep it going, try to balance. Ow! If you feel like you're gonna fall, fall and come back. Good, breathe. Good, come back to the center, inhale. And I want you to take your left hand, grab the outside of the thigh too, and come up nice and tall. This is letter C, modified version of letter C. I know that left butt cheek is burning, I know. All right, I'm gonna turn back to the front. That's just a way for me to rest. All right. Okay, and then letter D, just bring your hands to your hips. All right. Nice. All right. Now from here, we're gonna step back with this right foot and come into warrior 2. Let me make sure, is that what we're doing? No, we're coming to warrior 1 first. See, I'm glad I got my notes. All right, warrior 1. So this is different from crescent because The toe is turned up in crescent. The back of the foot is down in crescent. The back foot is down and is pointing towards the upper right-hand corner of the mat. Warrior one. Ooh, my left butt cheek is burning. Same setup as crescent. Good, now we open to warrior two. So open the arms out. You might need to adjust the feet, line up the front heel with the back inner arch, lunge into that right knee, left knee, excuse me. Good. Warrior two. You can take this left hand and open the knee. You're gonna feel that hip plug in, and you can take this right hand and imagine you're trying to wrap the muscles of your inner thigh back. And look what that did. That made my butt go up, right? But at the same time, try to keep these same actions at the same time. Tailbone down, and that hip wrapping back, or that thigh wrapping back. Good. From here, we're gonna go into a side squat. Bring your palms together. You see my toes turn just a little bit. And then I'm gonna lunge into this right knee and bring the left knee and bring the right toes up. All right. So that was warrior two, side squat. Skandasana. All right, let's take a side squat over to the other side. Nice. Breathe. And again, we're gonna move a little quicker, don't worry. But the point is, even though inside we're like, I wanna move, I wanna go. We gotta quiet it down with the breath and be content with just staying here and growing and getting stronger. All right, we're gonna turn down, plant the palms, step back, move through the chaturanga. Downward facing dog. All right, right leg is gonna lift. Let's do the same thing. Crescent lunge, all right? So let's do crescent lunge on this side. Hold it for a couple of breaths. Let's make sure alignment is good. And by alignment, we just mean that we're loading our joints in the right way to create stability and strength and balance and prevent injury. Okay. All right. Thunderbolts. Okay, I'm gonna move back a little bit because I'm probably gonna fly into those bolsters. Thunderbolts. The belly engaged is going to help you. And you can come here for thunderbolt too if you want. Good, ready, warrior three? All right, this is my challenging side. I'm gonna hold the wall for just a second. Left leg up, knee in line with the hip and the ankle, turn the hips down. This is challenging for me, this side is tight. So I'm gonna keep the wall just for a second and I'm gonna let it go. Warrior three. Good, hinge up, hinge up. Woo, let's come in a majorette. Gotta keep your balance. Hip in line with knee, knee in line with ankle. Again, I'm gonna turn to the front. Get that butt cheek a rest. Just because that is my challenging side. I injured that side earlier this year. Teaching Zumba, I injured my calf. And so I just gotta be careful on that side. And that's also what intermediate is about, is being mindful when there's something that you can't do or that you shouldn't do because it's going to pull something or hurt you. That's most important, not because everybody else is doing it. All right, so we got letter A. Breathe. We got letter B. Knee out to the left, head to the right. Uh-oh, this is gonna be challenging. Oh. So it's allowing, shifting our focus somewhere else and seeing what kind of sensation comes up and either reacting, oh, no, forget it, Regina, I'm not doing that, screw it, screw you. Or saying, oh, okay, let me see if I can come back to it. Responding and breathing. Good, letter C. See, I'm balling. I'm gonna turn back to the front now, or to the back of the mat now. And then letter D, hands to the hips. Now, if you haven't guessed, these are going to go into, step back into warrior one. These are going to go into extended legs, which is way more challenging, all right? Warrior one, butt cheek is burning, butt cheek is cramping, know that. All right, Warrior two. Adjust the feet if you need. Good, good. Side squat, Skandasana. So turning up the right toe, left toes, lunging into this right knee. I'm gonna grab my strap and put it over here. Keep the strap near you. Good, Skandasana to the left. We've already done it. Good, plant the palms, step back. Chaturanga. Breath is getting labored. Modifications may be in order. Child's pose may be in order. You got to do what you need to do. That is yoga. It is responding, calming ourselves to respond in the best way possible and not react. Good. Rise to the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, step up, fold in. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale up, we're gonna take out the eagle arms and just fold back in. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, step back. Lower in. Up dog. Upward facing dog, we were cobra last week. Downward facing dog. Left leg steps. Between the hands, crescent. Good. Thunderbolt. Very good. Warrior three. Each time you hit a pose, stop for a minute and adjust before you move to the next one. I'm going to grab my strap while I'm here. And then come up to grab your strap, majorette. All right, so our first modification was to grab the knee. Right hand grabs the bottom of the knee, below the knee, left hand to the left hip. Our next modification, take your strap. I want you to bring your knee closer to you. Wrap the strap around the bottom of the foot, between the ball of the foot and the heel. And then grab your strap into your right hand, down by the strap. Now I'm going to turn over to the middle so you can see what I'm doing. All right. So I want you to see if you can, you know what? It's better if you see it from the side and then from the front for letter B. All right. Now inhale, press that foot out. Now, however far you have to bring your hand back on the strap, do that. Pull the shoulder back, lift that leg up, plug the hip in, flex through the toes. All right? Okay. All right. So in the Ashtanga practice, these come right after each other and there's 5 breaths, but we're gonna move through. Letter B, take it out to the side. Turn your head, turn your gaze to the left. Whoop. If you fall, it's okay, but I want you to come back into it safely and not just like this, okay? Come back into it safely. Woo. This is hard today, right? All right, bring it back to the center for letter C. I'm gonna rest for a second. My left butt cheek is burning. For letter C, you're gonna grab the strap with both hands, and I'll turn back to the side. Good. And then you'll lift up, shoulders back, and if you fall, it's okay. Our balance is not gonna be perfect each time. And each time that you come back to this, it's gonna look a little bit different. Letter D, the most challenging. Drop the strap, but keep that leg up there. Oh, it's burning. It's burning here because this hip flexor and our abs are forcing that leg to stay out. Woo! All right. Step this foot back. Warrior one, right? Woo! Warrior two. Skandasana. Switch sides, Skandasana. Nice, guys. Plant the palms, step back. Chaturanga. Skandasana. Now, right foot lifts. Now, just remember, I want you to keep something in mind. You're not going to stick these poses. Okay, I was going to tell you that. It's not going to be perfect each time. I've been practicing for a long time. And you see how my balance was like all off. It's about the practice, and it's about coming into it in a mindful way and learning how to respond to it. When we first start yoga, or when we first start something, there's a chance, sorry, I'm talking, thunderbolt, and then warrior three. When we start to practice something, we get frustrated because it doesn't work out right the first time or the second time. Woo! Good, majorette. Now, I showed you the strap. I'm going to attempt without the strap. I'll show you. Hand to big toe. Take your index finger, grab your big toe, right hand on the hip, and extend out. Good. Plug that hip bone in, plug that shoulder in. I'll turn to the front for letter B. Good, take it out. Nice. And then turn the head. Good, bring it back to the center, letter C. I'm going to turn back to the front, show you. You're going to grab the bottom of your foot. Whoop. Nice. And then you'll let it go for letter D. And then you'll step back to warrior one. Wow. And then you'll open to warrior two. And then you'll take that side squat. And then you'll take that side squat. And then you'll plant your hands and step back. Woo! Good, let's take a child's pose just for a minute because the butt is burning. Sit back onto the heels, reach out, bring the forehead down, and stretch out these muscles, right? So there's a lot of crap going on. And it's so challenging to bring it all together, especially when we're experiencing these new poses that bring new sensation. We're gonna enter into many new sensations. We're gonna start a new job. We're gonna enter a new relationship. We're gonna do something that's gonna cause us sensation. And the tendency for us as humans is either fight or flight. Me, well, in some ways I do run and I don't know it, but we wanna fight. And how do you fight? How do you fight? By responding, and you fight by calming yourself and just seeing what actually comes up in your heart about it so that you can heal it. All right, let's do it again. I think we got time for one or two more times with this flow. Now that we have it, so we did our vinyasa. We're in downward facing dog. We'll start with the left leg, step it through. Ah! We are in crescent, right? Then thunderbolt. Make sure you're breathing. Then warrior three. Very good. Then we're gonna come up to majorette. Bring that right knee up. Then we're gonna take whatever version. We can have our strap, we can have our knee up, hand to big toe, A, B, C, D. So on this side, let me try. Oh, nope. I feel my hip is super tight, but I'm gonna keep working at it. All right, so here's A. Here's B with the gaze to the left. Here's C with both hands. And then here's D. I can try that one. Good. That's when we step back to warrior one. And then we open to warrior two. Good. Then we go into that side squat to the left. Then we go to that side squat to the right. Plant the palms, step back. Chaturanga, Dandasana, up dog, down dog, right leg lifts. Step through between the hands, crescent lunge. Good. Exhale, thunderbolt. Inhale, warrior three. Be aware and mindful of your difficult sides. What is this? Majorette. Hand to big toe A. Hand to big toe B. Hand to big toe C. Keep that leg up there, letter D. Good, step back to warrior one. Open to warrior two. Good. Side squat. Side squat. Good. Plant the hands. Step back, chaturanga. We got time for one more time. Good. Take breaths. 5 breaths before you start. I'll be here with you. I want you to keep breathing. Start with the left leg. I'll show you physically. Crescent lunge. Thunderbolt pose. Woo. Warrior 3. Majorette. Hand to big toe, A. Hand to big toe, B. See, I'm trying it just to see, even though I might look like a pretzel. C and D. Step back, warrior 1. Open warrior 2. Get side squat. Side squat back to the mat. Good, plant the palms. Step back, chaturanga. Good, right side, and then we're done. Well, we're done with this one. Thunderbolt. Warrior 3. Majorette. Hand to big toe, A. Letter B. Letter C. Letter D. Good, warrior 1. Warrior 2. Side squat. Side squat. Good, plant the palm, step back. Lots of push-ups here. Take child's pose. Rest the butt, because even though we're done with that main flow, this last flow, we're gonna hold. Now, if you have yoga blocks, books, cans, anything that's gonna bring your arms up higher. Sorry, I didn't say that in the beginning. I'm just remembering. Grab those just in case. All right, but again, you can try without blocks, because that's the point. It's like, all right, I'm done because Regina said we need blocks and I can't do it. That's our excuse, right? But we can try. All right, come in downward facing dog. Good. Lift the left leg up. Step it through between the hands. We're gonna come right into a pyramid pose. So I want you to step this back foot in and then straighten out the left leg. All right, we did this last week, pyramid. So you can use your bricks to bring the ground up closer if your back is not straight, or you can bring your palms down. So on this side, it's a little easier for me to bring my palms down. Good, keep breathing. We're stretching out these calves, hamstrings, hip on the right side. All right, next, new pose alert, standing splits. So you can bring your hands to your blocks, bend into your left knee, lift this back leg. You're like, oh my God, Regina, more lifting? Standing splits. Think about spinal balance, think about warrior 3. Get this leg up, belly in, fold the chest onto the thigh. All right, just as a transition. Then we're gonna put the foot down. You're like, whoa, thank God. All right, I'm gonna turn to the front for this. So foot is down. Now we're gonna come into a chair pose. All right, we haven't seen chair pose yet. So bend into your knees, sit your butt back, like you're gonna sit into a chair, one of those kindergarten chairs, and then reach your arms. So this is a transition. We'll do this more in the next couple of classes. Pull the belly in, sit back, shoulders away from the ears. All right, now from here, I want you to take this right knee, come into majorette. Okay, we've been here, right? Take your right ankle, cross it over your left thigh. All right, first let's look at ourselves. I can see myself in the camera. So you see how my right hip is kind of, I'll over-exaggerate it, it's sinking over to the right. If you notice your hips are not squared, bring them up. Good, you see that? So it went from here to here. All right, woo! Now I want you to bend and sit back, just like that chair we just did. Sit back. All right, gentleman's pose. Now you can bring your hands to bricks if you want. So let me put this in here so you can see my hips. Okay, now I'm bringing my right hand to a brick. I'm bringing my left hand to the heel. And I'm gonna press into that. Did you see how my right hip went up? Watch this, press. There you go, okay? And then we're gonna hold for about 8 breaths. Keep that right hip lifting. Did you see how it lowered? Lift it. We're bending into the left knee. We're pressing that left palm into the right foot so we can plug that right hip in. You feel it stretching out, right? I hope so. Keep breathing. You got 5 more breaths. You guys are doing great. We're almost there. Good. Slowly lift back up. You can put that foot down. Shake it out. So I feel a little tinge in my right calf where I injured it, but I'm doing okay. All right. Plant the palm, step back. You can take a vinyasa if you want. I'm gonna go right to downward facing dog. I'm gonna do my right side. Let me turn to the other side so you can see. All right. So right foot, step it through the pyramid, right? Straighten the right leg, straighten the left. Back heel is down. Shift those hips forward. Take a few breaths here. Get your bricks if you need. You remember what's next? Standing splits. Let's come on, bend into that right knee. Lift up. So this is all I got on this side. That's okay. See if you can fold over your thigh. Keep wrapping that right hip back. I feel like it's going forward because my inner thigh on my right side is not as strong as I like it to be. Or it's not balanced. All right, inhale, half lift, put the foot down, come in the chair, all right? And now we gotta do the left side, all right? I'll turn here. All right, major at left side. Ah, challenging. Cross that ankle over the thigh. Did you see that? Hip went right down, pull it up. Good. Hinge at the hips, bend into the right knee, sit back. So same thing. Left hand can come onto the block, right hand to the left foot. Plug that hip in. See how it went up? Plug it in and maybe sit back a little bit further. This hip is tight, so I feel it. You got about 5 more breaths. And slowly lift up, uncross. You can put the foot down, out the way. Whoops. All right, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, downward facing dog. Come onto your knees. Sit on your hips. Woo. Swing your legs around to the front of the mat. Good, stretch them out. Shake them out. Turn off the light, give you a little ambiance. Shake them out. All right, lift up, lengthen. This is called stick pose. Belly's in. Do you see my belly went in? Good, shoulders back. Lift up. See if we can fold and take our chest towards the toes. Now, of course, the chest is not going to reach the toes, but feel that energetic pull. Okay, and then you can bring your hands to your shins, to your thighs, and then just go ahead and drop your chin. Good, slowly roll on up, and then I want you to come down to your back. Keep your knees bent. And we're just gonna gonna do a little bridge pose. Start with the hips, peel them up. We'll work on this a little bit later. We're gonna work on this more in the advanced series and go into a deeper version of this. This is a heart opener. The back bend. Slowly roll down. Yeah, I want you to take your arms out to a T. I want you to bring your knees together and your feet apart. So knees together, feet apart. Okay? Then I want you to twist, take your knees over to your right. So when you twist, you're gonna kind of get two 90-degree shapes in your legs, okay? So here you feel this left hip opening, and you feel the hip, that left hip, that butt cheek lifting off the ground. If you want a little bit more, you can take this right foot, put it on top of the knee. Oh, and that's gonna pull it over a little bit more. Woo! Turn your head to the left. I can't because I got these two little ponytails in my head. Good. All right, take that foot off first. Come back to the center. Knees are going to knock together. Feet will be wide apart, okay? Take it to the left. Two 90-degree shapes. Do you see that? You can see it better from this side. My right hip is lifting. That's okay. My right hip flexor is opening up. We did a lot of balancing and folding in. If you need more, take that left foot, put it on top of the knee, and pull it down. Yes. That's giving me a nice stretch right up this side of the body. Oh, that's nice. At any time, remember, if it's uncomfortable, you move out of it. And by uncomfortable, I mean pain. We are going to feel sensation, but pain is a different thing. I know you're like, no, it's the same. It's a little different. All right, take that foot off, come back to the center. Bring your knees, stack them right above your hips. Reach on the top of the shins and push down. All right. Oh, you got a nice little, nice for the low back. Okay. Good. Now release the feet and then take the feet to the corners of the mat. Bring your arms down by your side, close your eyes, and take rest. Don't look at me. I'm gonna get up and check the time. Close your eyes, take rest. Keep your eyes closed, keep your body still, start to deepen your breath. In your mind, you're maybe like, man, Regina, that wasn't any kind of rest. That was like 30 seconds, 20 seconds. But as mothers, you know, and I know as a yoga mom and auntie and a mom to all my students, you know that there is, and as a teacher, you know that there's not a lot of rest involved. So anytime that you do have rest, you want to take that opportunity to take it. And going back to our niyama, contentment, santosha, and it's being content with that because we suffer. Just imagine that. Man, oh, that was only like 20 seconds rest. That was nothing. I can't wait for later until I get to rest more. What happens if that late? What happens if something comes up and you can't rest later like you wanted to? So take that rest now and be content. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Open and close your hands. Rotate the wrists, the ankles. Turn your head from left to right. Bring your feet together, knees together. Reach back behind you. Point the toes towards the front of the mat. I call this my rubber band stretch. Like somebody's pulling your arms in one direction and pulling your legs in another. Point, reach, open the body. Exhale. Just let it snap. Release. Good. Bend your knees, plant your feet down. Roll off onto your right side or your left side or whatever is most comfortable for you right now. Lie in the fetal position and take a moment to be content. And take a moment to Decide how you want to come into this next moment. Maybe your kids are in the bed, Mom, or somebody is going, honey, Mom, boss, I need you. Are you gonna, are you gonna get up like that? Or are you gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna be calm, I'm gonna be there when I can. Are you gonna respond? Good, push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Come to a cross-legged position right at your mat, wherever you landed. Let's take that Gyan Mudra again, all right? So index finger touch the thumbs, take it face up. The other fingers are extended. Close the eyes or soften the eyes, and let's take 3 deep breaths in through the nose. Open mouth Ujjayi. Make that ha sound like you're fogging a mirror. Breathe in. Good job. One more time. Nice. Feel grounded. Feel rooted. Root chakra. Remember we talked about that. Feel stable. Feel secure. It's the first step to clearing out all that stuff that we don't want anymore. Put into the ground what you don't want to carry. And water yourself with good things, healing things. And inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the palms together, right down in the center of the heart. This is the Anjali Mudra. It's a gratitude mudra. And I am so thankful to you for sharing your day with me, whatever day that is. Today's Sunday. You could be doing this tomorrow. You could be doing a little bit of it earlier, whatever part of your day. I'm so thankful to you for sharing it with me. And bow in. And that bowing is just honoring yourself. We must, as mothers, parents, whatever, teachers, we must honor ourselves first. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, how are we going to take care of everybody else around us? Okay, we got to make sure that we're good. We got to make sure we're healing. All right. So this practice is for us. Give yourself a wonderful affirmation, whatever that is right now. This is for us, our practice, on and off the mats, those that we practice with, our family, our coworkers, and the places that we practice, our homes, our office. All of these things are teaching us to grow and challenging us. All right, I wish you light, love, peace, and joy in your journey. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this intermediate series. Part 2 will be on Tuesday, same thing, 12 noon. Again, you don't have to have taken this one. You don't have to take the beginner, but you can. It'll help you learn the standing pose a little bit more. We're going to add more push-ups. We're going to add more balancing poses. And we're going to learn more philosophy and more breaths, more breathing. So thank you so much for joining me. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Happy Sunday. And have a good day. Enjoy your day.